Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled B-I-T-C-O-I-N, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world, and the world-famous health guru. It's Bitcoin Ben. Here to get you healthy financially and physically. Number one, every morning you should have at least 7 cups of coffee every morning. This should be a ritual, folks. I know it's hard to do. 7 is a lot. It's a couple of trips to the restroom. But it's worth it because not only does it hydrate you, it also gets you buzzed as fuck. So, 7 cups of coffee every morning. Number 2, after your second cup of coffee, for every 1 swig of coffee, you have a swig of sugar-free Red Bull. Now, what the Red Bull does is it activates all of the chemicals in the coffee to really shoot you into a new zone of shaking uncontrollably. And that shaking is a form of exercise. And the exercise, especially if you're in Vegas, will make you sweat. So you're drinking coffee, you're drinking Red Bull, and you're sweating your ass off. Now, last but not least, one of the most important things you should do is while you are doing your morning routine, you should breathe. But you have to breathe in the correct way. You want to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. But the key to healthy living is every other breath, 1 with just oxygen. The next one should be with a cigarette. Now you want to hold that for a second or two to really let that nicotine soak in. Because that's the key to healthy lungs, is nicotine and a little bit of tar. That really get those lungs working for you. All right, now back to the show. Thank you guys. And I hope that this morning routine helps you guys really get fit, because I know it does me. It's a tough regimen, but you got to stay focused. And make sure you do that every morning. Good morning, everybody from Vegas. It's Bitcoin Ben. How are you guys? It's Friday. Let's have some damn fun. The Bitcoin is killing it, folks. Killing it. Just absolutely killing it. Last night, I was watching my programs I watch every day, getting caught up, and I'm sending my texts, and I'm getting replies and learning what everyone's kind of thinking and what some of the larger players are really planning. Now, some of you know I am a member of a couple of Telegram groups. These are groups that were created for very influential and very wealthy cryptocurrency people. And there's an agenda now, folks. There's an agenda. The agenda is price go up. Price go up, because they realize, and don't think Trump ain't involved in this, because he is. Him and his family are involved in price go up right now. There's an agendic, if that's a word, it should be, agendic reason for price go up right now. Because as you're like me, you're watching the markets, and the bond market is absolutely a shit show. The stock market is absolutely a shit show, and everything's a shit show except the Bitcoin. Now, why is that? Why is everything a shit show except the Bitcoin? Now, mind you, some of you gold guys are like, "Ooh, we're up $30. Way to go, low expectations. $30. Fucking Bitcoin people won't even get out of bed for $30. In fact, if our friggin' Bitcoin goes up $30, we actually look at that as a loss. Because it's like, well, what the fuck? $30? Come on, we're at 111,000, or I think we actually dipped way down to 108.6 or something. 10800. I don't know. That's what makes this so freaking hilarious. Is I'm watching Bloomberg, and they had this total dipshit on from Harvard. These fuckers get these jobs. Yes, thank you for applying at Harvard. Are you an absolute economic retard? I am. You're hired. These people have to be either lying or fundamentally fucking retarded. Because he was explaining why the Bitcoin could never be a global reserve asset. His reasoning, well, it's a fixed supply. There's no way to manipulate it. Excuse me, retard. Do you understand that a fixed supply is the reason it's perfect? as a global reserve asset because it stores your value. It holds and grows the value of your labor. But old Harvard retard, God, who literally goes to Harvard anymore? Going to Harvard and admitting you went to Harvard is like admitting you used to ride the little bus and lick the fucking windows with the other retarded kids in the little bus. It's a shit show. If one of my children said, Dad, I want to go to Harvard, I'd say, nope, you're too smart. You're too smart for Harvard because Harvard only lets in transgendered retards who wrap themselves in a rainbow flag and then yell how Palestine needs to be freed, although there's never really been a country named Palestine. Free Palestine. Oh, yeah? Well, how about we free Shangri-La, motherfucker, while we're at it? Because that place never existed either. I don't know. Maybe it's just a Friday fuck it rant. But these people who rely on manipulation for their markets, I don't understand how they see that as a positive. Well, that way, if things go a little not like we can manipulate it with an interest rate. Yeah, but then you claim that the SEC is there to arrest people who manipulate markets. But yet the Federal Reserve's job is to manipulate the market. That's why I never took the SEC seriously. I had one guy once ask me, hey, Ben, have you registered with the SEC? No, why would I? Well, because you're supposed to. Really? Really fucktard? Show me the law that says I have to register with the SEC. Well, if you don't, they can charge you for not registering. No, they can't. They can't. They don't have the authority to arrest you for not doing something. That's like a police officer walking up and going, here's your ticket, you didn't jaywalk. Huh? The government can't. This is why people need to read the fucking Constitution, right? The government cannot prosecute you for lack of action. Right? That's why they cannot arrest you for remaining silent. Because the government cannot force you to act. That's called slavery. But our education system has brainwashed us into, if government says it, it's a law. Right? It's exactly the argument they had during Prohibition. Oh, wait, so yesterday it wasn't illegal to have whiskey, but because a group of fucktards up in Washington said that alcohol's bad, today alcohol's illegal. Well, folks, I got news for you. In the 1930s, alcohol was an industry. One of the biggest industries, I think only second to oil. Alcohol was one of the largest industries, and it was a decentralized industry. That's what it was really all over. Prohibition was centralization of the alcohol cartel, because there were so many decentralized alcohol producers that they could not control and couldn't tax, because they didn't have a mechanism to tax them. Because you could make your own. You could make your own alcohol. It ain't hard, folks. Trust me. My family did it for fucking generations in Kentucky. My family were the gin runners. My family, White Lightning was like mouthwash, was like water in my family. Whiskey was just another thing to drink on a hot day. That's how my family rolled. You drank whiskey before you drank water back then. That's why beer was so popular, because water was so fucking bad. But I digress. Now, let me explain to you guys what's coming. Hang on a second. I have to keep up on my health regimen. Red Bull, some coffee, and make sure that you use Sweet and Low in your coffee, or some type of artificial sweetener that has something that resembles something that would be in gunpowder. And of course, last but not least, oxygen. You want as little of that shit as possible. So, there you go. Smoke them if you got them, fellas. And ladies, and remember, if you're pregnant, only smoke half as much as you usually smoke. You don't want the kid hooked on smoking. You don't want them smoked. You don't want children smoking until they can figure out how to use a lighter. And that takes at least until they're 2 years old. Just saying. Oh, okay. So the reason the price that the Bitcoin is about to go fucking parabolic is because one reason. Now, there are other reasons that are significant but fluctuate in the volume. The one reason that the Bitcoin is about to go parabolic is because it is on one blockchain. One blockchain. Someone purchases the Bitcoin in South Africa. You know, one of the white people running for their fucking lives in South Africa? Yeah, because that isn't racist genocide going on over in that son of a bitch. I digress. Elon, I feel you, brother. So, someone in South Africa purchases some actual Bitcoin. Well, that registers on the same blockchain as someone in New England purchasing some actual Bitcoin. Now, that means there's one volume ledger. This is what the key is. One global volume ledger in the Bitcoin. That's the blockchain. And since there's one ledger, every purchase, every move of the coins is recorded on one ledger. Let me show you the difference. If someone goes to their local gold place and they say, I want 100 ounces of gold, you got it, 100 ounces of gold. That purchase shows up on that guy's ledger right then. And that system is what is called a lagging ledger. A lagging ledger is a purchase or a sale that goes through a supply chain to renew your supply of the product. So someone walks in and goes, I want 100 ounces of gold. The guy goes, you got it. And he sells that person 100 ounces of gold. Well, that goes on that local guy's ledger. Then he hops on and says, okay, I sold 100 ounces of gold. I need to restock that 100 ounces of gold. Then that person goes on, orders 100 ounces of gold from a gold supplier or a gold broker. So that gold broker receives the order, ships out the gold. Well, that broker now has to get a hold of the mining company or the clearinghouse that the mining company works for and says, hey, I need 100 ounces because I just sold 100 ounces. So the mining company goes, okay, we just produced 100 ounces of gold. Here you go. We'll ship them to you. That's what's called a lagging ledger because it goes through a supply chain. Well, the Bitcoin only has one supply chain. And the Bitcoin, the asset, is the supply chain. You see what when you purchase a Bitcoin and you receive the Bitcoin, the receipt of the Bitcoin is the receipt of receiving the Bitcoin. It is an instant receipt of the asset and the receipt of the asset. It is the asset is the ledger. So it's instant. There is no lagging ledger in Bitcoin. There isn't a supply chain. There's a blockchain. And the blockchain only consists of the transaction of the assets. It's instant, real-time volume. Instant. So if there's a rush in China for Bitcoin, it shows up on everybody's fucking apps because it's one volume record on one chain. Now, you got that? Hang on one second. All this oxygen. Vegas. There we go. Okay. Oh, hang on one second. Word from the sponsor. Hold, please.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
And Jim Flanagan just brought up a great point that reminded me of something else. With gold, if the miners get enough calls, they'll add on a shift or they'll add on a crew and go, okay, we need to produce more gold because the price of gold is going up. So we want to sell into the rally. So they will produce more gold. Well, guess what? Tick tock, another block. Every 10 minutes, we get the same, on average, every 10 minutes, we get the same amount of Bitcoin, no matter how many freaking miners are running. You could double the hash rate. And guess what? You still get tick tock, one block every 10 minutes with the same reward. That's the difference, folks. No matter how much you want to produce more Bitcoin, you can't, because it is set. There's a reward set. So whether you have one person mining the Bitcoin or you have 100 million people mining the Bitcoin, all of them just have to run and chase for the same Bitcoin. That's called competition, which leads to efficiency, because in a competitive environment, your only advantage is your efficiency in the competition. Now, something else that's very important for everyone to understand is how these wealthy companies and BlackRock and Michael Saylor, how they're buying their Bitcoin. They're not going to over-the-counters anymore. Trust me, I deal with over-the-counters all the plucking time. They're not holding 200,000 fucking Bitcoin at an over-the-counter waiting for somebody to call so they can ship them their Bitcoin. No, the over-the-counters are doing exactly what the big boys are doing. They send out, they activate their bots. When they get an order, they activate their purchasing bots. Now, the purchasing bots are on all of the open exchanges. We're talking Binance. We are talking Coinbase Pro. We are talking Kraken. We are talking the API, the bots into these large exchanges, public exchanges. And these little bots are programmed for what is called a percentage of the dip, or You can flip it and call it a dip percentage. So you set your bot that every time the Bitcoin price drops 3%, you buy. The little bots, like little piranhas, they buy a little bit of Bitcoin as soon as it hits 3%. Now, each one of these actual buy the dip bots are set for approximately 3%. Now, what happens, and they're also set for a certain amount that they are expected to purchase every day, or every hour, or every half hour. So if a little bot's job, your job is to collect 1 Bitcoin at a 3% dip rate. That little bot works its little ass off trying to get 1 whole Bitcoin over an hour, hoping for a 3% drop. Now, the reason we've had these huge ups, all right, is this, because what's going on right now is these little bots who are mostly ran with AI now, they can now auto set the percentage that they buy at. So if they aren't hitting their requirement of purchase at 3%, they lower it to 2%. And if they don't achieve their purchase amount at 2%, then they lower it to 1%. And if they don't achieve their purchasing goal at 1%, they then are set at market price. And that's these big run-ups, because as soon as the bots set themselves to the market price, it means there are no dips. And as soon as one sets themselves to market price, the rest of the bots have to set themselves at market price, because as you hit market price set on these bots, all of them that are set at 1%, they don't get no Bitcoin, because they're sitting there waiting for a 1% drop when all the rest of the bots are set at market price. Well, they ain't getting no Bitcoin, so they are not achieving their purchase goal, because no matter what, they have to purchase, because over the counters or Michael Saylor or BlackRock or something like that, they have a requirement to buy because they have orders in, and their order book must be filled, or else they have to send out an email, sorry, we couldn't get your Bitcoin, and they're going to lose customers. Because if you go to coin, and we've all experienced this, because fucking Coinbase was the worst. If there was a run on Bitcoin and you went on Coinbase and you placed an order, half the time you'd receive an email, sorry, your order couldn't be fulfilled. Well, you're not going to use Coinbase. That's like going to the grocery store and wanting a pack of smokes, and every time you go, the time, they're like, yeah, we ain't got no smokes, sorry. No smokes, no Red Bull, no coffee. Well, you're going to say, fuck you, grocery store. I'm going to a different grocery store. Well, that's why the bots have to purchase the Bitcoin at whatever price, 3% price that they can achieve it. And that's what leads to these huge run-ups. And that's what we're coming to. Because I got news for you, folks. The amount of the buying bots, a guy who would know, who would definitely know, Kraken, excuse me, Kraken, I'm just trying to clear my throat. Kraken, a guy who would definitely know, put out in one of our Telegram channels, hey, the amount of the bots on our platform has doubled in the last 2 weeks. And they expect it to double again over the next 2 weeks. So guess what that means, folks? There's more piranhas in the system. How do you eat a whale? You put him in a pool with a bunch of piranhas. How does he get eaten more quickly? You put in more piranhas. And I'm using the word piranha because that's one of the name of the softwares that these fucking bots run on. It's called piranha because that's his fucking job, is to take little bites out of Bitcoin and accumulate. And folks, as more and more of these AI bots are injected into the exchanges, there's more competition for Bitcoin. The more competition for Bitcoin, price go up. And folks, even though we're at all-time highs, we're just getting started. Because, folks, during the conference, there's going to be some big announcements. Big announcements at this conference. And there are 2 of them that's going to make your jaw fall off your fucking face. From what I hear. There's another 5 of them that may not make your jaw fall off your face, but it's definitely going to hit the floor. Because it's go time. It is now the Bitcoin war. And folks, NVIDIA, listen to me closely. NVIDIA and a few other chip makers in about 4 years, maybe less, they're going to be rolling out these microchips, these microprocessors. The hash rate for Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. And I don't even think it's 4 years. We may have 1.5 years or 2 years. And it's going to get crazy because one of them, what they call a chain or a tower of these chips, processes more information than the whole internet per second. Wait, what? Yeah. Processes more information than the whole internet per second. Hash rate is gonna go nuts, folks. Hash rate go up, Bitcoin go up. It's energy. And these chips run on half the energy as the old chips. Less energy, more processing. Welcome to the future. And word on the street, now I've only heard this from one guy, but this guy's pretty fucking reliable. They have AI right now that are coming up with the designs for the chips. And they are coming up with ideas. This is artificial intelligence creating processing chips. They have one idea that AI has already come up with that they think, now mind you, this is 4 years out. This one AI generated idea for a microprocessor will literally, folks, we're not ready for this, will process 100 times the internet per second. Folks, that's why I've told everyone in the past, get ready, folks, because your cell phones are going to be free. And here's why. Because Apple will want you to pay the electric bill. And there will be software, there will be chips in the Apple and Google phones, Android, that will mine the Bitcoin. So they'll give you the phone. You just got to keep it fucking charged up and let the mining software on the phone mine Bitcoin. That's why I keep telling everyone, we're going into a few years ago, everyone laughed. It was like, oh, that's crazy. Why would a refrigerator have a blockchain linked to it? Because your refrigerator, with the amount of power it uses and the efficiency rate of the new fucking condensers, allows software and these microchips to be put into the refrigerator hooked to your internet. Now, they're basically going, wow, you know what? This new refrigerator will tell you when you're out of milk, or will tell me when I'm out of fucking Red Bull. But in the background, the refrigerator will be mining Bitcoin. Everything's about to drop, folks. Your pool heater will mine Bitcoin. Mark my words, folks, this is coming. Your gas-powered car will mine Bitcoin while it's running. Folks, everything with a power source is going to mine the Bitcoin. Everything. Because these processors are going to be so efficient. Hell, and this is not an exaggeration, within 10 years, your iPhone, your iWatch, or whatever the fuck they call it, yes, UBI. I wrote on X, and this is what people are not wrapping their freaking heads around. there is going to be a UBI, but it's not the UBI that people think. When they think of UBI, they think of universal basic income. Nope. It's going to be universal Bitcoin income. Trump is taking us to a structure similar to Alaska, where up in Alaska, everyone who is a resident of Alaska receives a check with their percentage of the oil profits from Alaska. That's their universal oil income for people who live in Alaska. Well, Trump is going to partner with mining operations and electric companies, and he's gonna, we've all heard him say, I want all the Bitcoin made in America. I want made in America Bitcoin. For those who don't speak Trump, which I am fluid in Trump language, what that means is that Trump is going to have nationalized partnerships with companies, and they're going to be mining the Bitcoin to make the energy grid more efficient. Because the Bitcoin mining makes the energy grid efficient. So all of these plants can run 100% all the time. And when power is needed at a peak 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Vegas, when it's basically melting fucking diamonds outside, they can slack off. They can slack off on mining the Bitcoin a little bit. Then at night, here in Vegas, when it's fucking snowing, temperature swings in Vegas are absolutely retarded. Like Satan sits in the AC during the day. At night, you have fucking penguins and polar bears lighting trash can fires to stay warm. It's that stupid. But c'est la vie. So you have so much production of the Bitcoin. That's what a lot of these retards, small bus riding liberals on Bloomberg, that's what they don't understand, is Trump and the Bitcoin, because of how it's made and its structure, is the perfect global reserve asset for every country. Because when a country adopts a Bitcoin standard as a reserve, it makes everything in the system more efficient. Social Security will be funded with Bitcoin. Healthcare, all the social programs will be funded with Bitcoin. Now, you can sit and say, Bitcoin Ben, you are absolutely lost your ever-loving, motherfucking, good-looking, sexy-ass mind. I won't argue that. But I will argue that I'm right on this, because it just makes sense. You think Trump is going to launch a reserve on something that the U.S. doesn't produce mass amounts of? Look at all of our other reserves. Oil. Do we produce a lot of oil? We produce a lot of oil. Natural gas. Do we produce a lot of natural gas? Largest natural gas producer in the world. So what makes you think America is going to create a Bitcoin emergency reserve and not fucking produce Bitcoin? Common sense eventually kicks the fuck in and goes, oh wait, yeah, maybe Bitcoin, maybe the federal government will partner with and encourage energy producers and individuals and corporations to mine Bitcoin. It isn't if it's going to happen. It's holy shit, it's already happening. This is what is absolutely amazing. Okay, guys and gals, show's long enough. Now, what I want you to do and what I want you to take advantage of is our loan program. Guys and gals, right here at the Bitcoin Ben crypto clubs, we offer a loan program where we can get you up to a 250, I think one guy we got almost $1 million. I think. That sounds right. One guy, I think it was 800,000. We got him an $800,000 loan. Now, mind you, this guy was already wealthy, so he's like getting a loan just to buy more Bitcoin. That's how crazy some of these damn Bitcoiners are. But we can get you from a $5,000 loan to a $250,000 loan. Buy Bitcoin. Then we help you purchase it, and we do it no KYC. So you get Bitcoin now, and you pay payments. We also have listen to this. Not only do we have the loan program where we can get you a bunch of Bitcoin, we can also then use your friggin' Bitcoin and make you more Bitcoin using our mining program. Because then we leverage the Bitcoin, and if you own some Bitcoin and you want to make some free Bitcoin, we can help you with that because we leverage your Bitcoin, roll that into mining Bitcoin. The mining of the Bitcoin pays the loan, and you keep your Bitcoin and you earn the percentage of the mining proceeds that doesn't pay off the loan. So you're actually catching the float between the mining profits and the loan. You're getting free Bitcoin. That's the point. That's one of our most popular programs, is our mining program. Because as soon as people wrap their heads around it, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I don't have to sell my Bitcoin. No, we leverage it, then use that capital to buy mining rigs. And then you earn the Bitcoin with the mining, which the mining pays off the loan you got against your Bitcoin. And then you keep the float. You're getting free Bitcoin. And at the end of the loan, you get your Bitcoin back. So you don't lose any Bitcoin, you don't sell any Bitcoin, and none of it is a taxable event. Fuck you, IRS. Welcome to the game, boys and girls. Give us a call, 941-413-6920. Learn about our programs for Bitcoin. Everyone, enjoy your weekend and give us a call today. Because if you give us a call today, we could have your loan approved over the weekend. And on Monday, you got more Bitcoin. Love you guys. Everyone, have a great day. Kick ass. And remember, it's Friday day. Drink on me. Well, not really. You're going to have to buy your own, but damn it. And make sure tomorrow morning you do the health regimen. Coffee, Red Bulls, and cigarettes. And for the physical activity, run to the refrigerator. Love you guys. Have a great day. See you Monday.
Hey, Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club members, are you ready to take your crypto game to the next level? Well, buckle up because we've got something huge for you. As a member of the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, you're already part of the future of finance. But what if you could stack even more Bitcoin without waiting? That's right. We're talking about exclusive loans designed just for you. Through the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, you can apply for a fast member-only loan. Use the cash to buy Bitcoin right now while the market's hot, and watch your stack grow as the revolution unfolds. It's simple. Call us, get approved, and turn that loan into Bitcoin. Pay it back on your terms while you HODL like a pro. Why wait for the moon when you can fuel the rocket yourself? This isn't just a loan, it's your ticket to owning more of the future. And because you're part of our tight-knit community, you get VIP access to rates and support outsiders can only dream of. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your phone and call or text 941-413-6920 to apply now and start stacking SATs today. The Bitcoin revolution waits for no one, especially not you. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where members don't just HODL, we build. See you on the blockchain.